What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Timeless Adventures. So let's take a look at what we have here. Switch over to my camera. I have spent a lot, and I mean a lot of time AFKing. What we have here is we have ourselves a fairly decent creeper farm, and this is actually heavily inspired by a creator known as Rufus Atticus, and he created this amazing creeper farm that works for simulation distance 6. However, parts of it can be modified for sim 4 because we are on realms. So I did a smaller scale version of his modification for sim 4 simply because it takes a lot of resource. However, there is a version that produces about, when I created it, it created about 24 stacks of gunpowder for this design here. It was very, very effective, and I'm actually going to be putting together somewhat of a tutorial for the Sim 4 version, as well as something for my Creeper Crucible, so we can have charged creepers. But let's take a look here. So the reason why I've been spending so much time trying to find the best creeper farm possible is because, as I mentioned in previous episode, is I really need gunpowder. Joker and I are preparing for battle, and we are getting ready to take on the dragon. And then after that, everything changes, because after that, that's when we get our elytra. That's when we get our elytra. That's when we become flight capable. That's when we get shulker boxes. We can transport all sorts of items. We can store all sorts of items in bulk. So much easier. And if we don't have access to gunpowder, it's so hard for me to play. So we've got a very good, I've been AFKing here for quite some time. And not to mention, we also have the witch farm. There's a good collection of gunpowder over there. Some of it leaked out. There's a very good collection of gunpowder over there as well. In about an hour, I actually managed to accumulate about 345, about 5 stacks of gunpowder. That's not bad. But like I mentioned, there's a larger version that gives us 24 stacks. And I'm going to try to do something like this for the Creeper Crucible, because I know a lot of you have been asking me, hey, when are you going to do this? Don't worry, I am still working. I've been spending a lot of time trying to figure out the best way to give high rates and also be able to convert them into charged creepers. It's hard to mix both together, but I'm getting there. I promise you. Let's pass out real quick. So that's what's going on with that. We have so much gunpowder. So we have, as I showed you, we have all of that gunpowder, and it also gives us a little bit of XP. Not a lot, but you know, I can repair my tools, and it's just running automatically. Sometimes we show up, and due to the leaving the ticking area, and I don't think we're actually chunk aligned, sometimes it stops, and we just have a little reset button right here. It just resets everything and lets it go back to normal. We just got some tridents up there with some water and Paling 5, and it kills them very, very quickly. We've got it with ice up at the top for light level and to transfer surface spawns. It's a very intelligent design because we can only have a maximum of 8 creepers at one time if it's cave spawns. So we also have to transfer the 8 from the surface, giving us higher rates. It's a lot to go over. We'll go over it in like a tutorial, but that's what's happening with that. And then of course I'm just kind of gathering my resources and making sure that we are fully ready to fight the dragon. I have been spending a lot of time AFKing at the gold farm. Believe it or not, we've had about a chest full of gold blocks that I was saving up from the gold farm, and it's all gone. Let me show you why. We finally have enchanted butter mangoes, yes, or the golden apple, because we can craft enchantable golden apples on this with this resource pack. So for those who don't know the recipe, you have to get yourself an apple, and then you have to do 8 blocks of gold. Okay, not ingots, not bits or nuggets, but 8 blocks of gold. Very, very expensive. I managed to squeeze out 2 full stacks of enchanted golden apples. We have our golden carrots, and we have our regular butter mangoes as well. So we're as food wise goes, we've got regen, we've got absorption and all that. We will be able to take out that dragon I told you I'm very nervous about gunpowder because I need lots and lots of rockets. And of course, I've left a lot at Joker's mailbox as well, making sure that we're both well prepared for our flight capabilities and end busting. So we're pretty well prepared for flight and for food. But we're a little low on gold, but that's okay. We're just gonna have to do some AFKing over at the gold farm a bit. But so here's the thing with the design of this gold farm. So let's come around over here. And so it has this thing where they will spawn and then as it flickers, they'll go back in. And because I'm AFKing here for, days on end, in-game days on end, phantoms are going to hover above me because we got transparent blocks. They go into the portal and they end up on the other side. The piglins, zombified piglins, come out and then go back in and end up on the other side. The problem with this is that it generates a lot of lag because if I spend about a full day AFK in here just gathering gold and XP, there is so many mobs on the other side. I've actually had to create another portal linked to that one back there and then create somewhat of a drain because there's just so many that the moment we enter the nether, it's almost like we freeze. The frames drop incredibly low and it ends up being a bad time. So here's what it looks like at the end of an AFK session, having to drain the other side of this farm. So now you kind of understand my dilemma. While this is a very decent farm, seeing that it's pretty intense, and when they shoot out, they pretty much fall to their death, take complete fall damage. And I know what some of you may be thinking. Why don't you just kind of use that as a secondary gold farm? Just collect some hoppers. I thought about that, and then I decided against it. Simply because I really don't want to go back down there. You saw what happened when we were down at that Y level before, and bad things happened. Very, very bad things happened. I was not enjoying it at all. Also, I don't think it's quite practical, to be honest, to spend all that time just to collect the piglins at the very end of an AFK session. It's just I'd much rather just kind of stick to the overworld for my gold farm for now, and then once we go a little more industrial and move around, then I will put together a quad portal farm, and we won't have to worry. So it's just I'm just a little lazy. We got other plans for today, however. Aside from preparing for battle, we have a graveyard to prepare. Because I want to clear things out. Let's see, I have my choppy, and I think that's all I need for now. We have to clear that area out. Partially because I want that area clear for the graveyard. We want to kind of make it empty for now and get rid of the trees. Maybe add some more decoration. We're gonna do a bit of cleanup, battle prep, and decoration this episode. And we're also going to be doing our service soon, so that's also something to be looking forward to, or not looking forward to for those that don't like, for those that don't like the funerals. However, we do have plenty of butter mangoes, enchanted and of course non-enchanted, for our late friend Wilbur. Anyway, we're going to, so all these trees that we see here, we need gone. I also pretty much just need to expand the land out more because, well, I don't know if any of you saw, if any of you are following Silent Whisper, a great creator, great builder. He put together this amazing Basalt Farm. And it got me thinking, because we have a resource pack that allows us to craft Blackstone out of basalt and coal, and because I spent so much time mining and gathering so much coal, unreasonably large amounts of coal. I probably won't go through as much coal now that we can go, infinite bamboo smelting for fuel and all that. Coal is pretty much just for decoration and torches at this point. Anyway, his basalt farm Uh-oh, there's another one. I gotta be careful. Anyway, he's got a basalt farm that produces, oh, it's like the small scale one is like 19K per hour. And then he decided to go real OP and industrial and create another one that does like 39, 40K per hour. It doesn't take up a lot of space, but I just want space. I want space in this area. We're gonna maybe put it either over there or somewhere over the hills. Don't want all these farms just right in front. I want to try to have a little bit more decorative stuff, like some more decorative lighting on top of what we already have inside the road, and just clean things up a bit. I tend to just, once we get ready to go industrial and flight capable, I rush things out, and then I feel like quality kind of goes down. And I want to kind of, make sure that I still kind of slow things down and kind of just, enjoy the landscape. So, with that said, let's go into a massive choppy session. Here we go. And about 30-40 minutes later, here we go. Finally got we got a lot. It doesn't seem like a lot, but I actually did get a lot of wood chopped. And well, look at look at this. We have plenty of logs, and because I'm not very fond of birch logs, I might give some to Joker if he needs them, but predominantly I'm going to use the logs that I don't like for building, and I'm going to be using them for storage. But anyway, I want to try to get 2 farms done this episode. As I mentioned earlier, we want to get a basalt farm set up, and then I want to try to get a bone meal farm set up because we want to decorate and get flowers everywhere. I'm actually running out of storage, believe it or not. Pretty much have all of our spaces filled up. This was actually full to the brim with, like I said, we were up to about here in gold blocks, and it all went down for our enchanted butter mangoes. But let me get these logs out of the way real quick. Oh, and I completely forgot to mention, I spent a lot of time, and I mean a lot of time, in the nether, which is why I have a full stack of netherite ingots. I'm completely kidding. It's nether brick, but I had a couple of you admit it. I tricked a couple of you. No, all I did was I realized since we have black nether brick as a resource pack, I thought to myself, when I smelt down netherrack, will the bricks become black? And if they do, they're gonna look like netherite. Doesn't it look like netherite, just a little less shiny? So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna prank Joker. I'm gonna name these netherite ingots and I'm gonna put them in his mailbox. Check this out. He'll never know. No. All right, there we go. We have a full stack, everyone, of netherite ingots. Let's go drop this off in his mailbox. It's gonna be funny. Let's take these fish. He doesn't need those. What he needs is some netherite ingots. Oh, hopefully he doesn't see this before he checks his inbox. He's been away for a while. He had a little for some technical difficulties with his internet, but he will be on soon. And the plan is that he gets on, checks his land and his mailbox, and notices I left him a bunch of goodies before he checks this episode. So he'll be like, wow, he grinded real hard and got me a full stack of right ingots. And then he's gonna find out. He's gonna try to put them on his diamond gear. Oh, that's gonna be funny. And anyway, as part of the beautification process, unfortunately, I think it's time to dismantle this and if not just completely get rid of it for the rest of the season, then maybe put it underground so we don't have to look at its ugly design anymore. I don't want to build a nice fancy case. It's just a basic, early game fish farm, and I think we're just gonna get rid of it. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of it completely. And what better way to get rid of this gear? To be quite honest, I'm just not even gonna acknowledge that there's stuff here. We can afford to get rid of some of these hoppers. I'm not even gonna pick this stuff up. I'm gonna bury it and cover it in dirt, and we'll pretend that none of this existed. Yeah, I'm actually gonna keep the fishing rod. You never know. If I ever want to start fishing again, I've got, a god tier rod, and we'll keep those, and we'll keep those. Everything else goes away. This isn't looking too bad. Now the trees are gone. We got a little bit of a better view of the landscape. I think this actually looks kind of good. I think we might pull this back actually a bit. Yeah. That'll do. But this area, I think, is actually perfect for a full Zero Tick Kelp Farm. I will be using that to produce bone meal. Once we have that, I can start getting some more flowers and pretty much beautifying this place up. So let's get to building on that real quick. There we go. It feels very good to have the kelp farm back in. Now, we could actually use one of these so you could use one for strictly kelp, and in this case, you can use one for bone meal. It produces pretty quick. I've only let it run for, it's not even been 5 minutes, and we've got, about 3 1/4 stacks of bone meal already. But you can also use this, create a zero tick bamboo farm, and then the zero tick kelp farm, put them together into a furnace array, and you can give yourself a very simple XP farm, because this produces 72,000 per hour. And then you got the cactus. I don't know how much it produces per hour, but we got to sleep soon. But it's going to produce large amounts. You'll never run out of XP. You can make XP banks, storages, and all that. So I'm going to go to sleep real quick. I'm getting nervous. We need to do a bit more decorating. We need to fill in. I'm going to do a bunch of filling in dirt. I'm going to level that down. I'm just doing a lot of tidying up this episode. This is all about cleaning up and preparing for bigger things. There we go. I got a bit of flower assortments here with just some basic lilac and rose bush, just to kind of give a little bit more look to the base. I put it in the back of the base, even though no one's really gonna look over here, but I just figured why not. And I know I was thinking about putting some flowers here and possibly here. With what I have right now, just the roses and the lilacs and the lily of the valleys, I don't think it's gonna look good. Like, at least not the 2 block high ones. So not the rose bush and not the lilac. It's too tall. I think something short. Like, if we can get some poppies from over there, maybe deactivate the composter real quick and just collect poppies for a moment, then we can do that. Because right now this is still technically birch forest biome, and whenever I bone meal the ground, I only get dandelions and lily of the valleys. And if you haven't noticed already, so there isn't a small patch of dark oak forest, but it's still, you're gonna get the same flowers. But I mean, if you haven't noticed already, like, this whole area is just massive birch forest overall. So we're gonna get the same flower type, you know, within within an immediate like 200 block radius. We're gonna have to adventure pretty far out to change what kind of flowers we get from bone meal. So we'll put that on the back burner for now. I completed some more pathway as well. So we got this area cleared out. It looks a bit more like people have been here. So we just, and I also changed this. I went through the entire path all the way down there and back. These were like two slabs, basically a cobble block. And I thought, no, you know what? That looks, it's too, it just protracts out a little too much, if that's the right word. And just a little bit of basic trimming here and there, taking out a corner piece, flipping it over there. But we now have a very nice functioning path, and I took some amazing night shots too with the camera count. Like for those, remember what I mentioned, for those that want to do better lighting, just put your lights underneath your torches, underneath your slabs, and it makes things look so amazing. Like taking a look at these night shots, you'll see that it really does make a difference. You don't see the torches because we've all kind of agreed the torches are not very appealing. But once you put them under some slabs in your path, in your roads, it looks amazing when nightfall hits. Before I squeeze another farm in like that Basalt Farm, I want to kind of automate the burial process here. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna have to go back and get some resource, but so I want to have the piston. So this is the dirt that we put on top of the body, you know. We're gonna have the pistons, two pistons pushed this way, and then it's gonna look messy. It's gonna look really weird. It's not gonna look like a burial because we're gonna have all this circuitry, but we're gonna have pistons pushing this way, and after a few tick delays, the signal is gonna carry on to a couple pistons facing down towards the chest. And so this block, these two blocks are gonna go here, and then our pistons from above are gonna push it down. And I believe this is coarse dirt. Did he put coarse dirt here? We had our coarse dirt. It is coarse dirt. Okay, we had our grave caretaker Joker set up this graveyard, and he put that there. So we'll have this here, and we'll have some butter mangoes inside, and we'll also throw some out. And because I have all these flowers, we'll put flowers on the grave as well. But we want to get the circuitry down. We want to be able to push it here, and then a second later push it down, and then it be the end of that. Okay, I think I got something that's a little compact. We just have ourselves a little fake grave over here. This is our coarse dirt, so when I hit this lever, although I think it should be a button, much better. Okay, so when I hit this button, it should power these blocks, which powers the piston, gives a little pew, goes out. This is going to have a 4-tick delay, or 4/10 of a second, or 2/5, 20% of a second. It's going to power these, after 4 ticks, it's going to power these blocks, which powers the dust, and then powers the piston after these go out. And it should retract before these extend. Let's try it out. There we go. Okay, let's try it for real though. Solid blocks here with some dust here. We had our repeaters on full delay. And we had this, this. Bring it around. Uh-oh, wait. Yep, that's fine. Never mind. Okay. And we just need our button. Okay, so it's the exact same as before. This is all good to go. We just need to decorate with some flowers. And I wish we had fog that just kicked in. As for the rest of the place, flowers around it, short flowers though, like lily of the valley. And if I can get my hands on some bluebells, I think bluebells would spark joy. Maybe. I'll do some adventuring. I'll have to find some flowers, and then we'll take care of that. But this is all good to go. We just need to have the service, click the button, and then he will be in his final resting place. So we have a little bit more space, and now I'd like to get a little bit, get rid of that. So we have, he spaced it apart by 5. So we'll put the lily of the valleys. I want to get another flower to alternate the two. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have to go hunt for a different type of flower. In the meantime, before we have to go to sleep, I'm gonna just just place a nice lily of the valley. So since lava flow is actually a lot faster in the nether, of course, I forgot that the Basalt Farm will be much more efficient here in the nether. So I have to, because this is another thing I need to tidy up. Like we don't really have a real nether hub. I want to do something. And once I have basalt, that's going to be a lot easier, I think, because then I can create Blackstone and we can kind of open this up. We want to make sure that we're also able to fly. So like every tunnel is going to be space wise at least a 3x3, maybe a 5x5 if it's a good day, but we got to clean this up as well and make it look a little bit more presentable. And there we go. Finally got the Basalt Farm. So that was very small, very cheap. Silent Whisperer just recently released this design. It's very sleek and it's very easy to build. All it does is this kind of collects in case basalt ends up inside the lava. The hopper will actually pull items from lava. Who knew this? I just found out about this. So that's going to prevent any loss from our basalt. And then we have the hopper minecart securely in here. Looks kind of cool, I think, with the trapdoor on here. But yeah, we have the hopper minecart right there to immediately collect the basalt. And then we have ourselves a nice double chest. Let's go ahead and test this out. There we go. But yeah, I can AFK here and fill up this chest. And he said this gets about 19k per hour. So that's like 5 double chests, I think. Four double chests, something like that. Oh, I'm happy with this. This works. So it turns out, actually, I looked at this video again, and it's not 19k per hour. It's actually 34k per hour. I've already filled about almost 18 slots. It hasn't been that long. It's been like 5 minutes of just nonstop mining, and it's very fast, very powerful. I'm liking this one, and I'm gonna have to build that bigger one that produces like 72,000 per hour, just because well, when we have our industrial district, I mean, what's the point of having an industrial district if you're not making farms that just produce unnecessarily large amounts of resource? And then we're going to have a massive storage to go with that as well. And it's going to be very epic, very industrial. So we've gotten our graveyard all set up. We got the basalt farm. We've got the bone meal farm. And we still have a few more preparations for our battle with the dragon. I almost forgot that we need potions. And luckily, I've collected a few phantom membranes, and we're gonna need that. And also check this out. So I've been doing. Where were they? Were they over here? Yes, and crystals. Because for those that don't remember or don't know, we have a little add-on that allows the dragon to always drop an egg and an elytra. So before we go end busting, we're gonna beat the dragon twice in a row. Yes, that's right. We're going to fight that dragon twice. We're also going to bring, I did a little bit more headhunting as well. I know the other episode where I did headhunting, like episode 4, I got about, 13? And I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood. I'm going to go get some more heads. And that way we will have more bacons when we beat the dragon. So we're going to beat the dragon twice. We're going to spawn him in. I actually have enough to fight him 2 more times because you need 4, right? On the portal. So we could probably, if it goes well, we may end up fighting him 3 times total. So it has been very productive. It feels like not much has happened for some reason. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. We we put together a couple farms. I mean, we now have a bone meal farm. We have a basalt farm off in the nether. We've cleaned up this area. This looks so much better in my opinion. It's nice and clean. We could add something here. Something needs to be here. And I don't know what. Maybe, I don't know. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. What should we put here? And we got the graveyard set up. We got it all ready for the service. And pretty much anytime we lose an animal, we're going to add to the graveyard. Hopefully that graveyard space doesn't expand. So with any luck, it just stays at that size. And yeah, we've got a very nice bone meal farm. We've got salt farm. We've got our potions. Things are well underway to get to pretty much late game status. And by that, I mean flight capability, shulker boxes. Also, it has not been done yet. I'm still waiting for someone to let me know down below in the comments. Where is this name Durnavir come from? If you want to get a shout out in a future episode, all you got to do is let me know where this name comes from. Bonus points if, without looking it up, you know what the name translates into. So that's still happening. Be on the lookout for that. First one to comment where it's from gets the shout out. Bonus points, you don't get anything extra, but bonus points if you know what the translation is. So I think, everyone, that is going to be it for today. We got a lot of good stuff done. I feel like we weren't very productive, but in reality, I mean, look at my pickaxe. Look, look at this durability. That tells you I've been doing a lot. Usually I just, I repair it very quickly, but I spent a lot of time at that Basalt Farm. My double chest was at capacity. I had to add another one, but we've got a lot of good farms. We got a good access to resource. We just have to beat the dragon and destroy our nemesis, the wither boss. So that has been it for today, everyone. That is Timeless Adventures. Thank you all again so much for sticking around for the journey and watching this episode and watching the series in general. It's been really fun, and I hope you all are having fun watching it as well. So until next time, you all take care, have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next episode.